Welcome to my 1 to 99 farming guide, and this guide includes the best EXP methods and the best money method and a lot of information on farming. So these are the contents. I'm not going to bother reading these, but this is just to show what's going to come in this guide. Some useful information you should know is in order for plants to grow, you don't actually have to be logged in. So it doesn't matter if you play 2 hours a day or 10 hours a day, you're going to get the same EXP. Some suggested items and quests I have are Jagex Ltd. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they require Fairy Tale Part 1 done, and these secateurs will get you more items harvested when, like, more herbs picked up when harvesting them. Another item I recommend is a Scroll of Life, and this, if you get a 10% chance that when you harvest a crop, you'll get the seed back, so that saves a lot of money, especially when it comes to magic seeds and other high-level seeds. And a quest I recommend you do is Lunar Diplomacy to unlock spells like Fertilize Soil and Remote Farm. These spells come very useful, as Fertilize Soil doesn't require you to have super compost. Instead, you can just use a spell. And Remote Farm allows you to check on all your crops to see if any of them are ready to be harvested or any of them have diseases. Plant protection is a really important concept when it comes to farming. You can pay the farmers, but this only applies to some patches. For example, herbs and flowers, you cannot pay a farmer to protect them. So instead of, if you can't pay them, you can just use super compost, which is really effective. These are the patch locations, so you can just quickly read these. These ones are pretty obvious where they are. Actually, not really. I'll just actually tell them briefly where they are. Catherby 1 is north of the bank. Cabbage Patch is south of Faldor. Canifis is north. It's actually like northeast, sort of east of Canifis. Ardenay is north of the Lodestone, southeast of the Fishing Guild. The Wood Trees, Lumbridge, west of the Lumbridge Castle. Varrock, it's in the Varrock Castle grounds, but not at the castle, it's just southeast. And Faldor 1 is in the Faldor Park. Taverley, it's east of the bank, close to the Faldor wall. And the Gnome Stronghold, it's hard to explain where it is. And in the brackets are the best teleport methods. And these are the fruit tree patches, so one's outside the Gnome Village, it's just west of it. And Catherby 1 is just east of Catherby, south of the White Wolf Mountain. Gnome Stronghold, it's hard to explain, but it's northeast of the bank, not the Grand Tree bank, but the other bank in there. And then there's Herblore Habitat. Choose your spirit bag, fastest way to get there. Then we have Brimhaven, which is close to the port they have there, just south of the port. And then we have Litia. That one's pretty obvious, pretty easy to find. Now, at starting levels, I'm talking about level 1, level 2, up to about level 5 or 10. I recommend that you clear patches of weed. That may sound wrong, but yeah. You just click on patches and it'll take all the weed out, and it'll actually earn pretty good EXP at lower levels. You can go from level 1 to 5 in about 5 to 10 minutes, and this has no requirements, so you can rake like a fruit tree patch. When a fruit tree requires 27 farming, you can actually just take the weed off, and yeah. And then another good method is making super compost. So basically what you do is you put like pineapples in a compost bin, and you wait about an hour or 80 minutes, something like that, and you use 15 buckets and you'll get a lot of super compost, and it's pretty good EXP. Then we have allotments and flowers. So this is where you start off at level 1, and these usually will result in a profit. You can pay farmers so your crops don't die. This is highly recommended, so it doesn't piss you off when you see them dead. and use super compost for the flowers, since you cannot protect the flowers by paying a farmer. And you can click the Runescape wiki logo to be redirected to a page with the level requirements for each seed or each patch, and the what you need to give the farmer in order for protection. And at level 9 you can start farming herbs, starting with Guam. And do not stop farming flowers and allotments. Keep farming those as well to maximize EXP. And herbs usually result in a lot of money, especially when it comes to Renar. You can get about a 100 to 150,000 profit per trip, and you have to use super compost or they're most likely going to die. At level 15 we move on to wooden trees, or we just add wooden trees to our farming run. These things take a lot more longer to grow. Magic trees take like 18 hours, I think. You have to pay the farmers for this, because if you lose a magic tree seed without any EXP in return, you're gonna get really pissed off, because magic trees cost like 190,000 in the first place, and trees are the best EXP for the least amount of work and the most expensive way of training farming, in my opinion. At level 27 you can start planting fruit trees. Fruit trees are what I call the sidekick for wood trees. So they offer slightly less EXP, but they're about half the price. Like the palm tree gives only 3,000 less EXP than the magic tree, but it's half the price, which is only 90,000. So this is what you should do if you want to get the best money out of farming. You should plant herbs and plant curry trees, up to curry trees, so any lower level trees like the banana tree, I guess, you could plant those. Those will still be in profit. Then you can plant willow trees or acorns, which result in oak trees, I think, which will get you a profit as well. And then plant marigolds. They're the best flower. They're the best profit variety flower. And also plant potatoes. They're the best profit as well. And if you're looking for the best EXP rates, I'll tell you this: there's no other way to describe it. You're gonna lose a shit ton of money, because magic tree seeds cost 190,000. Palm tree seeds cost 90,000. And yeah, you're just gonna farm magic trees and palm trees, and you can do the occasional herb run, but that requires you to go every 80 minutes, and it could get annoying. But the herb farming could help make up the cost for all the money lost from the trees. And lastly, we have Livid farm, which requires lure diplomacy done and 60 farming, I believe. And this Livid farm is like a fixed EXP rate, or rather, you can get EXP the whole time. You don't have to wait for it, and it's about 40,000 EXP per hour, 40,000 farming EXP, plus about 45,000 magic EXP per hour. So you can just click the image. I've already made a guide on Livid farm before. It's got no commentary, but it's pretty straightforward. You can pause whenever you want, and yeah, it's only a 3-minute video. Anyways, thanks for watching my guide. Subscribe, the button's right there in the top left corner. And yeah, like this video if you found it useful.